The alarm bells rang loud across Earth's defense center. Captain Lee Hyun-woo ran down the metal hallway, his boots making heavy sounds on the floor. Other soldiers were running too. Everyone looked scared. "What is happening?" Lee asked as he reached the main control room. "Sir, something big just appeared near Jupiter," said Officer Park Min-ho. His hands were shaking as he pointed at the big screen. It came out of nowhere. 1 second, space was empty. The next second, this huge thing was there. Lee looked at the screen. His mouth opened wide. The thing in space was not like any ship humans had ever built. It was as long as a city. Its dark metal skin had strange lights moving across it like living fire. Hundreds of weapons stuck out from every side. It looked like a giant monster made of metal and death. "How big is it?" Lee asked. 12 kilometers long, sir. Maybe more. Our computers cannot measure all of it." Lee had been a soldier for 20 years. He had fought in many wars, but he had never seen anything like this. 6 months ago, all the countries on Earth decided to work together. They made one big army to protect the planet. Lee became the captain of their spaceships. Everyone thought it was just practice. Nobody thought aliens would really come. "Are there more ships?" he asked. "We think so, sir. Our machines show strange readings all around our solar system, but they are hiding somehow. We can only see this big one." Dr. Park Ji-min walked into the room. She was a smart woman who made new weapons for Earth. Her face was white with fear. "Captain Lee, I have been studying their ship. It uses technology we do not understand. The metal can fix itself if it gets broken. The weapons can destroy anything, and it has shields that can stop our strongest bombs." Before Lee could say anything, all the screens in the room turned on. A creature appeared on every screen. It looked a little like a human, but it was taller and thinner. Its skin was blue-white, like ice. Its eyes were big and completely black. When it talked, the words came out in Korean first, then English, then every language on Earth. "Small creatures of the dirt planet," the alien said. Its voice was cold like winter wind. "I am Prince Zalvek of the Great Valdoran Empire. Your world now belongs to us. We have taken over 847 star systems. Your system will be number 848. Lee felt his blood turn cold. 847 systems. How many people had died? How many worlds were now empty? The alien prince kept talking. "You have 3 days to give up, take away all your weapons, get your people ready to work for us. If you say no, we will burn your planet until nothing is left. Then we will take what we want from the ashes." The screen showed terrible pictures. Planets covered in fire. Cities turned to dust. People in chains being put on alien ships. World after world, all destroyed by these Valdorans. "We are being nice to you because your planet has things we need," Prince Zalvek said. "But do not think you are special. You are like tiny bugs to us. Your weapons are like toys. Your ships can barely fly to your own moon. Accept what will happen, and maybe some of you will live as our workers." The alien's face disappeared from the screens. The room was quiet. Nobody moved. Nobody talked. Commander Kim Tae-ho was the first person to speak. He controlled the weapon platforms that flew around Earth. "Sir, our long-distance scanners are finding more ships. They are staying far away, but we count at least 50 Valdoran ships out there." 50 ships? Lee asked. His voice sounded small. "Maybe. More. They have technology that hides them. We can only see them when they move." Dr. Park looked at her computer tablet. Each of those ships has more power than every bomb on Earth put together. Admiral Choi Ye-jin's voice came through the speakers. She was the top commander of Earth's defense. She was hiding in a secret base under the city of Seoul. "All soldiers, this is Admiral Choi. I know what you are thinking. I know this looks like we cannot win." Lee had worked for Admiral Choi for 5 years. She was 50 years old and very smart. She had won every battle she ever fought. If anyone could find a way to beat these aliens, it would be her. "But I want you to remember something important," Admiral Choi said. "These aliens think we are stupid. They think we are weak. They have been taking over worlds for hundreds of years. Every time it was easy for them, they come, they scare people, and those people give up without fighting. Lee looked around the control room. His soldiers were listening carefully to every word. I have been watching how they talk and how they fly their ships, Admiral Choi continued. These Valderons do the same thing every time. First they try to scare you, then they attack with all their power. They have never needed to be smart about fighting. They have never needed to think of new ways to win battles. Dr. Park was nodding. Her head. The Admiral is right. Look at how their ships are flying. They stay in perfect lines, like they are in a parade. No changes, no surprises. They are doing exactly what they always do. But sir, said Communications Officer Lee Boram, their weapons are so much stronger than anything we have. Lee thought about his grandfather. His grandfather had fought in the Korean War many years ago. He had old weapons against armies with better guns and more soldiers. But his grandfather always said, when you cannot be stronger than your enemy, you must be smarter than your enemy. Dr. Park, Lee said, how much time do you need to get your secret weapons ready? 2 days if everything goes right. And our hidden weapon platforms? Commander Kim looked at his screens. The weapons the aliens can see are our old, weak ones. The real weapons are hidden inside space rocks and on the backside of the moon. The aliens do not know those weapons exist. Lee smiled for the first time since the aliens came. Then we have 1 day to make them think we are even weaker than they believe we are. Sir? Asked Navigation Officer Shin Woo-jin. We are going to let them think they are right about us, Lee explained. We will send them messages asking them not to hurt us. We will show them our oldest, weakest weapons. We will make them feel so sure they will win that they do not look for our real weapons. Dr. Park started to smile too. While they are laughing at our old technology, we will be getting ready to show them what humans can really do when they fight back. Admiral Choi's voice came through the speakers again. All units, get ready for Operation Surprise. We are going to teach these aliens something they have never learned before. Earth does not give up. Earth fights back. Lee looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there, the giant alien warship was waiting. Prince Zalvek thought this would be easy. He thought humans would be scared and give up like all the other worlds. But Prince Zalvek had never fought humans before. He had never fought people who could take something bad and make it good. He had never fought people who could find ways to win when winning looked impossible. The next 3 days would change everything. Either Earth would become another dead world, or the Valderan Empire would learn that some planets know how to fight back. Lee looked at his soldiers. Start Operation Surprise. Let's show these aliens what happens when they think Earth is weak. Inside the giant Valderan warship Sovereign's Fist, Prince Zalvek sat on his command chair. The chair was made of black metal and floating crystals. Around him, hundreds of alien soldiers worked at their stations. The ship was so big that it had its own cities inside it. Prince Zalvek was young for a Valdoran prince. He was only 200 years old. His uncle, Emperor Vexithar, had sent him to conquer this new world as a test. Show me you can rule, his uncle had said. Take this, plan it and prove you are ready to lead our empire. The prince looked at the reports his soldiers had made about Earth. He laughed as he read them. Look at this, he said to his war commander General Torvak. These humans still use metal ships with fire rockets. They have weapons that explode, with chemicals. Their biggest bombs are powered by splitting tiny pieces of matter. General Torvak looked at the reports too. He was an old soldier who had conquered 50 worlds. Very primitive, my prince. Their technology is thousands of years behind ours. This will be the easiest conquest in our empire's history. Prince Zalvek stood up and walked to the big window that showed space. Far away, he could see the small, blue planet called Earth. How many worlds have we conquered, General? 847, my prince. All of them surrendered within days. Most gave up as soon as they saw our ships. And how many times did we lose ships in battle? Never, my prince. Our weapons are too powerful. Our shields are too strong. No primitive species has ever hurt us. Prince Zalvek smiled. His teeth were sharp like a shark's. Then this will be good training for our young soldiers. We will let the new officers practice on these humans. It will be like a game for them. On Earth, Captain Lee Hyun-woo was working hard with his team. They had been awake for 24 hours straight. The aliens had given them 3 days to surrender. 1 day was already gone. Dr. Park, show me what you have been working on, Lee said. Dr. Park Ji-min led him to a secret room deep underground. The room was full of machines that looked strange and beautiful. Blue lights moved through glass tubes. Computers made soft humming sounds. For 2 years, I have been making new weapons, Dr. Park said. The government told me to create things that could fight enemies we had never seen before. I did not know aliens were real, but I wanted to be ready. She showed Lee a small metal box. This is an AI brain. It can learn how enemies fight in real time. When one of our ships sees how the aliens attack, this AI learns their patterns. Then it tells all our other ships how to avoid getting hit. Lee picked up the box. It was very light. How fast does it learn? Very fast. In a normal battle, it takes our enemies many minutes to change their attack style. But this AI can learn and change in seconds. Dr. Park showed him more inventions. These are quantum communicators. Even if the aliens destroy our radio towers, our ships can still talk to each other instantly. And this, she pointed to a wall, covered in blue metal, is self-fixing armor. If aliens shoot holes in our ships, the holes will close by themselves. What about weapons? Lee asked. I have been working on electromagnetic pulse bombs. They do not destroy alien ships, but they can turn off their computers. If their technology is very advanced, it might be easy to confuse. Commander Kim Tae-ho was in another secret room watching his screens. He controlled all of Earth's defense platforms, but the aliens did not know about his real weapons. Sir, said his assistant, Officer Yoon Soo-jin, the aliens are scanning our orbital defenses. Good, Kim said. Let them see the old platforms. Make sure they think those are our only weapons. The old platforms looked weak and slow. They had been built 10 years ago with simple rockets and basic computers. Any alien scanning them would think Earth's defenses were very poor. But Kim's real weapons were hidden. Some were inside hollow asteroids that looked like space rocks. Others were built into the dark side of the moon where aliens could not see them. These hidden platforms had Dr. Park's new technology. They had AI brains, quantum communicators, and weapons the aliens had never seen before. Officer Yoon sent a message to all hidden platforms, Kim said. Stay quiet. Do not move. Do not power up weapons. Let the aliens think we are weak. Back on the Valderan ship, Prince Zalvek was reading more reports about Earth's military. My prince, said intelligence, Officer Kestar, we have finished scanning their defenses. They have 43 weapon platforms around their planet. All of them use primitive technology. Their ships are made of simple metal. Their weapons use chemical explosions. Prince Zalvek laughed again. 43 platforms? We have more weapons on this one ship than their entire planet has. Also, my prince, we intercepted their communications. The humans are already talking about surrender. Their leaders are arguing with each other. Some want to fight, but most want to give up. This was part of Captain Lee's plan. He had asked Earth's leaders to send fake messages that the aliens might intercept. The messages made it sound like humans were scared and confused. Perfect, said Prince Zalvek. General Torvak, I want you to prepare our youngest officers for battle. This will be good practice for them. They can learn how to conquer a world without any real danger. My prince, should we send our full fleet? No, that would be too easy. Send only half our ships. Better yet, let's make this interesting. I will personally lead the attack with just our fighters and light cruisers. Keep the big warships back unless we need them. General Torvak looked worried. My prince, your uncle the emperor said we should be careful. Careful of what? Prince Zalvek's voice became angry. These humans have not even learned to travel between stars yet. Their fastest ships take months to reach their own moon. What could they possibly do to hurt us? On Earth, Admiral Choi Ye-jin was meeting with world leaders in the secret command center under Seoul. Presidents and prime ministers from every country were there, either in person or on video screens. The aliens think we are going to surrender, Admiral Choi said. Our fake messages are working. They believe we are scared and fighting among ourselves. But Admiral, said the President of the United States, what if we really cannot win? Their ship is bigger than anything we ever imagined. Mr. President, the aliens' biggest advantage is also their biggest weakness. They are too confident. They have won so many easy battles that they do not know how to fight a real war. Dr. Park spoke up from her computer station. I have been studying their ship movements. They fly in perfect formations like they are in a parade. They do not change their patterns. They do not try new tactics. They do the same thing every time because it has always worked before. What are you saying, Doctor? Asked the Prime Minister. Of Japan. I am saying they have never fought an enemy that could adapt and change. Every world they conquered was weaker than them, so they never learned to be creative in battle. Admiral Choi stood up. In 18 hours, they will attack. They expect us to either surrender or put up a weak fight before losing quickly. Instead, we are going to show them something they have never seen before. What is that? Asked the President of South Korea. Humans who refuse to give up. Humans who can take their weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Humans who get more dangerous when the odds are against them. Back on the alien ship, Prince Zalvek was getting ready for battle. He put on his armor, which was made of living metal that moved like water. His weapons were powered by the energy of stars. His personal fighter ship could destroy a human city with one shot. My prince, said his personal guard, Captain Veclon. Are you sure you want to lead the attack yourself? If something goes wrong? Nothing will go wrong, Prince Zalvek said. These humans are insects. I will crush them quickly, and then we can move on to more important conquests. He walked to his fighter ship. Around him, thousands of young Valdoran pilots were preparing their own ships. They were laughing and joking. To them, this was not a real battle. It was target practice. In 1 hour we attack, Prince Zalvek announced. Remember, this is training. Do not destroy the planet too quickly. Let the new pilots practice their skills. When we are done playing with these humans, we will accept their surrender and take their world. The alien pilots cheered. They had never lost a battle. They could not imagine losing to primitive humans. But they had never fought humans before. They did not know that humans fight hardest when they seem to have no chance of winning. They did not know that being underestimated was exactly what Captain Lee Hyun-woo was counting on. The battle for Earth was about to begin. Captain Lee Hyun-woo stood on the bridge of his ship Seoul Dawn, watching the enemy come closer. Through the big window, he could see tiny lights moving toward Earth. Each light was a Valdoran fighter ship. There were hundreds of them. Sir, the alien fighters are moving fast, said Officer Park Min-ho. They will reach our defense platforms in 10 minutes. Lee picked up his communication device. Admiral Choi, this is Captain Lee. The aliens are coming. Admiral Choi's voice came back clear and strong. Remember the plan, Captain. Let them think they are winning at first. Make them feel confident. Then we surprise them. Prince Zalvek sat in his fighter ship at the front of the alien attack force. His ship was beautiful and deadly. It was shaped like a sharp knife and covered in blue energy shields. Around him, 1,000 young Valdoran pilots flew in perfect formation. This is Prince Zalvek to all fighters, he said into his communicator. Remember, this is training. Do not destroy the human defenses too quickly. Let our new pilots practice their skills. The young alien pilots laughed and made jokes on their radios. To them, this was like a fun game. They had never fought a real battle before. All their previous conquests had been too easy. My prince, said Lieutenant Korvesh, one of the new pilots, should we use full power on our weapons? No, Prince Zalvek said. Use only half power. We do not want to end this too fast. The humans need to see our strength before they surrender. On Earth, Commander Kim Tae-ho was ready at his control station. He could see the alien ships getting closer to his old defense platforms. These platforms looked weak and helpless, but that was exactly what he wanted the aliens to think. All hidden platforms, stay quiet, Kim said into his headset. Do not power up, do not move, let them attack the decoy platforms first. Dr. Park Jimin was in her underground lab, watching everything on her computer screens. Her finger was ready to press a button that would activate all her secret weapons, but not yet. Not until the perfect moment. "Captain Lee," she said into her radio. "My AI systems are recording everything the aliens do. Every shot they fire, every move they make. The AI is learning their attack patterns." Prince Zalvik's fighter ship reached the first human defense platform. It was a small metal station with old-style rocket weapons. The platform looked scared and helpless as the alien ship surrounded it. "Fire one warning shot," Prince Zalvik ordered. A beam of blue energy shot from his ship toward the platform. The humans inside the platform sent out a distress signal. "Please do not hurt us. We surrender. We surrender." Prince Zalvik smiled. "See how easy this is? The humans are already begging for mercy." But Commander Kim was watching from his secret control room. The platform that was surrendering was actually empty. Real human soldiers had left hours ago. The surrender message was just a recording designed to make the aliens feel overconfident. "Prince Zalvik to human defenders," the alien prince said on all radio frequencies. "This is your last chance. Order all your ships to power down their weapons. Prepare to be boarded." Captain Lee's voice came back, sounding scared and worried. "Please, Prince Zalvik, do not hurt our people. We are just a small planet. We cannot fight your mighty empire." This was all part of the plan. Lee was acting weak to make the aliens careless. "Good," Prince Zalvik said. "You are learning your place. Now watch as we destroy your pathetic defenses." The alien prince gave a signal to his fighters. Hundreds of alien ships fired their weapons at the same time. Blue energy beams hit the old human platforms. The platforms exploded in bright flashes of fire and metal. "Too easy," laughed Lieutenant Korvesh. "These human weapons cannot even fight back." But Dr. Park was smiling in her lab. Every alien weapon that fired was being recorded by her AI systems. The computer was learning exactly how the alien guns worked, how fast they fired, and how long they took to reload. "AI analysis complete," Dr. Park said into her radio. "I know how their weapons work now, sending data to all hidden platforms." Prince Zalvik was feeling very proud of himself. Half of the human platforms had been destroyed, and the humans had not fired a single shot back. "This is easier than I thought," he said to his pilots. "Let us finish this quickly and move on to conquering the planet below." But then something strange happened. As the alien fighters moved toward the next group of platforms, the platform suddenly disappeared. "What?" Prince Zalvik stared at his scanner screen. Where did they go? The human platforms had not been destroyed. They had used Dr. Park's experimental technology to shift slightly out of normal space. The alien weapons passed right through them, like they were ghosts. "Impossible," shouted Lieutenant Korvesh. "Our scanners show they are there, but our weapons cannot hit them." Admiral Choi's voice came over all frequencies. "Attention, Valdoran forces. You wanted to see our defenses. Now you will see our real defenses." Suddenly, the space around the Y, alien fighters filled with human ships. But these were not the weak metal ships the aliens had expected. These ships moved fast and smooth like living creatures. Their hulls were covered in Dr. Park's self-repairing armor that sparkled with blue energy. "Where did these ships come from?" Prince Zalvik shouted. Captain Lee's voice answered him, but now Lee did not sound scared anymore. He sounded confident and strong. "They came from the same place. You should have looked more carefully, Prince Zalvik. We have been waiting for you." The human ships began to move in patterns the aliens had never seen before. Instead of flying in straight lines like the Valdorans always did, the human ships moved in circles and spirals. They twisted and turned like they were dancing. "Fire at them," Prince Zalvik ordered. The alien fighters fired their blue energy weapons, but the human ships seemed to know exactly where the alien shots were going. They moved out of the way just before each energy beam reached them. "How are they doing that?" Lieutenant Korvesh asked. His shots kept missing even though his targeting computer said they should hit. Dr. Park's AI was working perfectly. It had learned the alien weapon patterns and was telling every human pilot exactly when and where the aliens would shoot. The humans could dodge every attack. "Impossible." Prince Zalvek was getting angry. These are primitive humans. How can they avoid our superior weapons? Captain Lee's ship, the Sol Dawn, flew right past Prince Zalvek's fighter. As it passed, Lee sent a message directly to the alien prince. We may be primitive, Prince Zalvek, but we learn fast, and we do not give up. Now the human ships began to fight back. But their weapons were different from anything the aliens had seen. Instead of energy beams, the human ships fired small metal objects that moved very fast. These were not ordinary bullets. They were smart projectiles with tiny AI brains. Even if an alien ship moved to avoid them, the bullets could change direction and follow their target. My shields are being hit, shouted Lieutenant Corvesh. But how? Their primitive weapons should not be able to hurt our energy shields. Dr. Park had designed the bullets to vibrate at exactly the right frequency to pass through Valdoran shields. The aliens' own technology was being used against them. Prince Zalvek was starting to feel something he had never felt before in battle. Worry. All fighters, form up, he ordered. Use formation attack pattern 7. But the human ships did not fight like any enemy the Valdorans had ever faced. While the aliens tried to make perfect formations, the humans spread out and attacked from all directions at once. They worked together, but not in the rigid way the aliens expected. Commander Kim was watching the battle from his hidden control room. Now it was time for the next part of the plan. All hidden platforms, power up, he ordered. Suddenly weapons appeared from inside asteroids and from the dark side of the moon. The aliens found themselves surrounded by human defenses they had never seen. Powerful energy beams and smart missiles began hitting alien ships from all directions. We are surrounded, Lieutenant Corvesh shouted. There are human weapons everywhere. Prince Zalvek could not believe what was happening. His perfect attack formation was falling apart. Human ships were moving too fast for his weapons to hit. Hidden human platforms were shooting his fighters from places he had never thought to look. This is impossible, he shouted. We are the Valdoran Empire. We have conquered 847 worlds. How can these primitive humans be fighting us? Admiral Choi's voice came over the radio again. Because, Prince Zalvek, you made one big mistake. You thought being stronger was the same as being smarter. You thought having better weapons was the same as being a better fighter. More alien ships were being hit. The Valdoran pilots, who had been laughing and joking just minutes before, were now calling for help. Prince Zalvek, shouted Lieutenant Corvesh. My ship is damaged. I need to retreat. Prince Zalvek looked around at the battle. His perfect attack was becoming a disaster. For the first time in his life, he was losing a fight. But the worst part was not that he was losing. The worst part was that he did not understand how he was losing. The humans were supposed to be weak and primitive. How were they winning? All fighters, fall back, Prince Zalvek finally ordered. Return to the main ship. Prince Zalvek's fighter ship shook as it flew back to the giant warship Sovereign's Fist. His hands were shaking too. In 200 years of life, he had never lost a battle. He had never even been hurt in a fight. But now his ship had burn marks on its hull. 30% of his fighters had been damaged or destroyed by primitive humans. It did not make sense. My prince, said Lieutenant Corvesh over the radio. How did the humans know where we would attack? How did they hide so many weapons? Prince Zalvek did not answer. He was too angry and confused to speak. When he reached the main ship, General Torvak was waiting for him in the landing bay. The old general's face looked worried. My prince, what happened out there? General Torvak asked. Our sensors showed your attack was going perfectly. Then suddenly, half your ships were retreating. Prince Zalvek took off his helmet and threw it on the floor. The humans tricked us. They made us think they were weak, but they had hidden weapons everywhere. Ships that could turn invisible. Bullets that could go through our shields. It was like they knew exactly what we were going to do before we did it. General Torvak frowned. That is impossible, my prince. Humans are a primitive species. They have not even left their own solar system yet. Then explain this. Prince Zalvek showed the general a recording from his ship's computer. It showed human fighters moving out of the way of Valdoran energy beams just before the beams were fired. Look at this. They moved to avoid our shots before we even pulled the trigger. How is that possible? On Earth, Dr. Park Jimin was working in her underground lab. She was very tired but also very excited. Her AI systems had worked even better than she had hoped. "Captain Lee," she said into her radio, "my computers recorded everything about the alien technology. I know how their ships work now. I know how their weapons work. And I found something very interesting." Captain Lee's voice came back. "What did you find, Dr. Park?" "The aliens are too dependent on their computers. Their ships do everything automatically. The pilots barely control anything themselves. When I sent computer viruses into their systems during the battle, many of their ships stopped working properly." "Computer viruses?" Lee asked. "Yes. I hid tiny programs inside the smart bullets we fired at them. When the bullets hit their ships, the viruses copied themselves into the alien computer systems. Now I can disrupt their technology from the inside." "Doctor?" Park looked at her screens. They showed the locations of all the alien ships in space around Earth. "But Captain, there is something else. The big warship they have is much more dangerous than the fighters. It has weapons that could destroy our entire planet with one shot." Commander Kim Tae-ho was in his control room studying the battle results. His hidden platforms had worked perfectly, but he knew the aliens would be more careful now. "Officer Yoon," he said to his assistant, "send repair drones to fix our damaged platforms and activate the backup weapons we kept in reserve." "Yes, sir." Officer Yoon Soo-jin replied, "Sir, the aliens are moving their big warship closer to Earth. It looks like they are preparing for a major attack." Kim nodded. "They are angry now. They will not underestimate us again. The next battle will be much harder." On the Valdoran warship, Prince Zalvek was meeting with his senior officers. The room was filled with tension. Nobody wanted to tell the prince that they were confused too. "Intelligence Officer Kestar," Prince Zalvek said, "explain to me how primitive humans defeated our fighters." Kestar looked nervous. "My prince, I have been studying the battle recordings. The humans used technologies we have never seen before. Their ships could phase in and out of normal space. Their weapons could adapt to our shields, and somehow, they predicted our attack patterns." "That is impossible," shouted Prince Zalvek. "Our attack patterns are perfect. We have used them to conquer hundreds of worlds." "Yes, my prince," said General Torvak carefully. "But perhaps that is the problem. We have used the same patterns for so long that the humans were able to study them and find weaknesses." Prince Zalvek stared at the general. "Are you saying our military tactics are flawed?" "Not flawed, my prince, just predictable." This made Prince Zalvek even more angry. He stood up and slammed his fist on the table. "I refuse to believe that insects from a dirt planet can outsmart the Valdoran Empire. We will destroy them with overwhelming force." "My prince," said Fleet Commander Veltron, "perhaps we should call for reinforcements. The Emperor has 50 more warships that could be here in days." "No," Prince Zalvek shouted. "I will not tell my uncle that I needed help to conquer one small planet. We will crush these humans ourselves." Admiral Choi Ye-jin was in her command center under Seoul, watching the alien warship move closer to Earth. She knew what was coming next. "All units," she said into her communicator. "The aliens are preparing for a full-scale attack. This time, they will not hold back. They will use their most powerful weapons." Captain Lee's voice came through the speaker. "Admiral, our ships are ready. Dr. Park's upgrades are installed on all vessels." "Good. Dr. Park, are your special weapons ready?" Dr. Park's voice was excited. "Yes, Admiral. The nanobots are prepared. Once we get close enough to the big alien ship, I can deploy them." "Nanobots?" asked Commander Kim. "Tiny robots, smaller than dust," Dr. Park explained. "They can enter the alien ship through any opening and study their technology from the inside. But they have to be delivered by hand. Someone needs to get very close to the alien warship." Admiral Choi thought about this. Getting close to a ship that could destroy planets would be almost impossible. But humans had done impossible things before. On the Valdoran warship, Prince Zalvek was preparing for the final attack. He was no longer treating this as a training exercise. Now it was personal. "Charge all main weapons," he ordered. "Raise full shields. Deploy all fighter squadrons." "My prince," asked General Torvak. Should we offer the humans one more chance to surrender? No. They had their chance. Now we show them what happens when someone embarrasses the Valdoran Empire, the Real. Massive alien warship began to glow with energy. Weapons that had destroyed entire cities started to power up. The ship was so big that its shadow covered half of Earth's surface. But Captain Lee was not afraid. He was thinking about something his grandfather had told him long ago. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. All human ships, Lee said into his radio. Remember what we learned today. The aliens are stronger than us, but they are not smarter than us. They have better weapons, but they do not know how to use them creatively. Dr. Park added, their technology is their weakness. They depend on it too much. If we can disrupt their systems, their strength becomes useless. Commander Kim spoke up too. And they still do not know about all our hidden weapons. They think, they destroyed our defenses, but our real defenses are still secret. Admiral Choi's voice came over all frequencies, speaking to every human defender. Today we learned something important. The Valdoran Empire is not unbeatable. They are just bullies who have never fought anyone. The space around the giant Valdoran warship became a storm of light and fire. Human ships flew in all directions, attacking from every angle. The aliens tried to fight back, but their massive ship was too slow to hit the fast human fighters. Prince Zalvek was screaming orders at his crew. Fire everything. Destroy them all. How are these primitive insects still fighting us? But his weapons could not hit the human ships. Dr. Park's AI systems had learned all the alien attack patterns. The human pilots knew exactly where each energy beam would fire before the aliens even pulled their triggers. Captain Lee Hyunwoo flew his ship Seoul Dawn straight toward the alien warship's main weapons. Energy beams shot past him, but he moved out of the way just in time every time. Dr. Park, Lee said into his radio, I'm getting close to their ship. Are the nanobots ready? Ready, Captain, Dr. Park replied from her underground lab. Fly, close to any opening in their hull. The nanobots will do the rest. Lee's ship dove toward a large hole in the side of the alien warship. It looked like a landing bay. As he flew past, his ship released millions of tiny robots, each one smaller than a grain of dust. The nanobots flew into the alien ship and spread through the air vents. Prince Zalvek did not know about the nanobots. He was too busy trying to understand why his perfect warship could not defeat primitive human fighters. General Torvak, he shouted, why are our targeting computers not working properly? I do not know, my prince, the old general replied. Our systems keep malfunctioning. It is like something is interfering with our technology from inside the ship. Dr. Park's nanobots were spreading through every part of the alien warship. They were not trying to break anything. Instead, they were studying everything. They looked at how the alien computers worked, how their weapons were controlled, how their shields were powered. Captain Lee, Dr. Park said excitedly, my nanobots are sending back amazing information. The alien ship is completely automated. The crew does not actually control anything themselves. Everything is run by computers. What does that mean? Lee asked as he dodged another energy beam. It means if I can confuse their main computer, the entire ship will stop working. The aliens will not know how to fix it because they never learned to control their own technology. Commander Kim Tae-ho was watching the battle from his control station. He could see that the human ships were winning, but the alien warship was still very dangerous. All hidden platforms, Kim ordered. Target the alien ship's main engines. Do not try to destroy them. Just damage them enough so the ship cannot escape. Powerful energy beams shot out from hidden weapons on asteroids and the moon. They hit the back of the alien warship. The massive engines began to spark and smoke. My prince, shouted Fleet Commander Veltron. Our engines are damaged. We cannot retreat. Prince Zalvek felt panic for the first time in his life. His ship was trapped, his weapons could not hit the enemy, and his technology was failing. This was supposed to be an easy conquest. How had everything gone so wrong? Send a message to the Emperor, he told his communications officer. Tell him we need immediate reinforcements. But when the officer tried to send the message, nothing happened. My prince, our communications are not working. We cannot contact the fleet. Dr. Park's nanobots had found the ship's communication systems and quietly disabled them. The alien warship was now completely cut off from the rest of the Valdoran Empire. Admiral Choi Ye-jin's voice came over all radio frequencies. Prince Zalvek, this is Admiral Choi of Earth Defense. Your ship is surrounded and damaged. Your communications are down. Your weapons cannot hit us. I offer you one chance to surrender. Prince Zalvek was so angry he could barely speak. Never. The Valdoran Empire does not surrender to insects. Then you leave us no choice, Admiral Choi replied. Dr. Park pressed a button in her lab. All over the alien warship, the nanobots activated a special program. They sent confusing signals to every computer system on the ship. Suddenly, lights began turning on and off randomly. Doors opened and closed by themselves. The artificial gravity started changing direction. Weapons began firing at empty space. The alien crew stood helpless as their own ship went crazy around them. What is happening? Prince Zalvek shouted. Why is our ship attacking itself? General Torvak was trying to use a control panel, but nothing worked properly. My prince, all our systems are malfunctioning. It is like the ship has gone insane. Captain Lee flew his ship close to the alien warship's bridge. He could see Prince Zalvek through the windows, looking confused and afraid. Prince Zalvek, Lee said over the radio, your technology has failed you. Your computers do not obey you anymore. You have two choices. Surrender now, or we will board your ship and take it by force. Prince Zalvek looked around his bridge. Half his crew was lying on the floor because the gravity kept changing. The other half was trying to fix computers that would not respond. His perfect, unbeatable warship had become a floating prison. But Prince Zalvek was too proud to give up. If I cannot have victory, then nobody will have anything. Computer, activate the self-destruct sequence. We will destroy this entire solar system. He pressed a red button on his command chair. A computer voice began to speak. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Ship will explode in 10 minutes. All energy will be released at once. General Torvak's face went white. My prince, if our ship explodes, it will destroy Earth, but it will also kill us. Better to die with honor than to live with shame, Prince Zalvek said. But Dr. Park was listening to everything through her nanobots. Captain Lee, she said, urgently, the aliens are trying to destroy their ship. The explosion would be big enough to destroy our entire planet. Can you stop it? Lee asked. Maybe. My nanobots are studying their self-destruct system, but I might need help from inside the ship. Captain Lee made a decision that surprised everyone. I am going to board their ship. Captain, that is too dangerous, said Commander Kim. Dr. Park needs someone inside to help her stop the self-destruct. I am the only one close enough. Lee flew his ship to the alien warship's landing bay. He put on his spacesuit and grabbed a toolkit. As he walked into the alien ship, he could hear the computer counting down. 9 minutes until detonation. The inside of the alien ship was chaos. Lights flashed randomly. Gravity changed direction every few seconds. Alien crew members floated around helplessly, not knowing how to fix anything. Dr. Park, Lee said into his radio, I am inside the ship. Where do I go? Follow the corridor to your right. The nanobots will guide you to the main computer room. Lee ran down the corridor. The ship shook and twisted around him, but he kept moving. He passed alien crew members who tried to stop him, but they were too confused by their malfunctioning equipment to fight properly. 8 minutes until detonation, the computer announced. Lee reached a room full of glowing crystals and floating metal spheres. This was the alien ship's main computer brain. I am here, Dr. Park. What do I do? Look for a crystal that is glowing red. That controls the self-destruct system. Lee found the red crystal. It was beautiful but deadly. I see it. Now what? This is the tricky part. You need to remove the crystal, but very carefully. If you break it, the ship will explode immediately. 7 minutes until detonation. Lee's hands were steady despite the danger. He had been trained for difficult situations. Slowly, very slowly, he began to remove the crystal from its place. Prince Zalvek appeared at the door of the computer room. He was holding an energy weapon. "Stop right there, human. You will not interfere with our glorious death." But as the prince tried to fire his weapon, the ship's gravity suddenly reversed. Prince Zalvek flew up to the ceiling and hit his head. His weapon floated away. 6 minutes until detonation. Lee continued, working on the crystal. His fingers felt the smooth surface as he carefully lifted it out of its socket. "Almost got it," he said to Dr. Park. Just as he removed the crystal completely, the computer voice changed. "Self-destruct sequence canceled. All systems returning to normal standby mode." Lee let out a long breath. "We did it, Dr. Park." But their victory was not complete yet. Admiral Choi's voice came over the radio. "Captain Lee, you need to get out of there. We are sending boarding teams to take control of the ship." Within an hour, human soldiers had taken over the entire Valdoran warship. The alien crew, unable to understand how their technology worked without computers, could not resist. Prince Zalvek sat in the ship's prison cell, looking defeated. General Torvak was in the cell next to him. "I do not understand," the prince said quietly. "We have conquered 847 worlds. How did we lose to humans?" Admiral Choi came to visit him. "I will tell you why you lost, Prince Zalvek. You became lazy. Your empire conquered so many weak worlds that you forgot how to fight strong enemies. You depended on your technology so much that you forgot how to think for yourselves." "But our technology is superior," Prince Zalvek protested. "Your technology is impressive," Admiral Choi agreed. "But technology is just a tool. What matters is the mind that uses the tool. Your people stopped thinking creatively. You did the same thing every time because it always worked before." Dr. Park entered the prison area. "Prince Zalvek, my nanobots have mapped your entire ship. I understand your technology now, and I have discovered something interesting." "What?" the prince asked. "Your empire is not as strong as you think. You have conquered many worlds, but you rule them through fear, not loyalty. If those worlds knew they could fight back and win, many of them would rebel." Commander Kim joined them. "We have been sending messages to other worlds in your empire. We are sharing our battle tactics and our technology. We are teaching them that the Valdoran Empire can be defeated." Prince Zalvek's eyes went wide. "You cannot do that. You will cause chaos across the galaxy." "No," said Captain Lee, who had just arrived. "We will cause freedom across the galaxy. Every world your empire conquered deserves a chance to be free." Over the next few months, the effects of Earth's victory spread throughout the galaxy. World after world began to rebel against the Valdoran Empire. Earth shared its technology and tactics with anyone who wanted to fight for freedom. The Valdoran Empire, which had seemed unbeatable for centuries, began to crumble. Emperor Vexthar tried to send more warships to reconquer the rebellious worlds. But everywhere his ships went, they found enemies who fought like humans. Enemies who were creative, unpredictable, and refused to give up. Dr. Park became famous across the galaxy as the scientist who showed that advanced technology could be defeated by clever thinking. Her AI systems and nanobots were copied by free worlds everywhere. Captain Lee was invited to help train the military forces of newly liberated planets. He taught them that being outnumbered or outgunned did not mean being defeated. Commander Kim helped set up defensive networks that connected hundreds of worlds. No longer could one empire easily conquer isolated planets. Admiral Choi became the first leader of the Galactic Freedom Alliance, a group of worlds that promised to help each other stay free. Earth did not try to build its own empire. Instead, it became known as the world that taught the galaxy how to fight for freedom. Humans were invited to every important meeting between worlds, not as conquerors, but as the people who showed that anyone could be free if they were willing to fight for it. Prince Zalvek remained on Earth as a prisoner, but he was treated well. He spent his time learning about human culture and slowly beginning to understand why Earth had defeated his empire. One day he asked Admiral Choi, "What will happen to the Valdoran Empire?" "That depends on your people," she replied. If they want to join the galaxy as equals instead of rulers, they will be welcome. But if they keep trying to conquer others, they will keep losing battles. And what about me? Admiral Choi smiled. That depends on you too. Do you want to spend your life angry about losing, or do you want to learn something from the humans who beat you? Prince Zalvek thought about this for a long time. Maybe, he realized, losing this battle was the best thing that had ever happened to him. For the first time in his life, he had a chance to learn something new. The galaxy was changing, and Earth had shown the way. Sometimes the greatest victory was not conquering others, but teaching them how to be free.